Hello, you gorgeous creatures, and welcome back to the Off the Pole podcast. I'm Sarah Scott, and today, for the 13th episode, I have Mr. Stevie Hilton joining me for something a little different. Stevie has been doing pole for almost 10 years, competing in a range of competitions where he's placed in both doubles and solo categories, and he currently trains at Pole Fit in London. He took on the challenge of this pole trivia-themed podcast, where many of the questions were sent in by you lovely lot. Welcome, Stevie, to my podcast. Thank you for doing this. We were going to do this on Tuesday, but then we realised it would have to be Tuesday morning, and because potentially this has alcohol involved, it's no good. So we decided upon a Sunday.
Very well.
No, I mean I don't have a real job, but what do you do? What do you do for life?
At the moment, I work in a bar, which.
So you would have been fine too. We should have just done this on Tuesday.
No, I should have just done it. Should have done it on Tuesday. It's all evening work.
Yeah, so this podcast is going to be a little bit different because we decided that we would do a pole trivia game where I'm going to ask Stevie a variety of questions, a little bit about you, because we want to get to know who is Stevie, and then alongside that I'm going to ask him pole trivia questions, and then if he gets them wrong he has to drink, and then if he gets them right I have to drink. And I
want to get Sarah drunk.
We've decided upon an alcoholic beverage, which is apple sours. You did originally say sambuca, but I'm just not hardcore enough for that, and I still have to operate, machinery. What do you have to do after this podcast, Stevie?
I have to go on a date.
So Stevie has a date after this podcast. It's quite early on a Sunday. It's 6:00. So you're going to go on a date. So we're going to see how drunk we can get him before that. Good stuff.
Putting out on the first date. Yeah.
So yeah, apple sours it is. I don't have a shot glass or anything, and I always have green tea because health and balance.
Water, shot glass.
Yeah, I'll just swig it or something. It'll be fine. So that's the game. I don't know why we decided to do this, but we did. But it might be fun, and I think we're all going to hopefully learn something along the way. I did put out on the interwebs for people to submit some questions, and there have been people know some random stuff about the pole industry.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see how much you know too.
That's gonna go.
Well, we'll start you off with a nice easy question of what are your pole class accessories? So if you were going to a pole class, what's going to be in your pole bag?
Fairy liquid.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Why? Why fairy liquid?
Because I find it's the only thing that really cleans my hands properly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it smells really nice.
Okay, right, okay, so fairy liquid, yeah, we got that.
Yeah, so fairy liquid I feel is really good to get anything off, especially if you use too much grip, then it's good to start again, and it dries them out for me.
Okay, yeah.
And chalk, I'm a chalk girl.
A chalk girl, okay.
Yeah, and none of this, I need dry hands, chalk.
Chalk, so they're your two things, fairy liquid and chalk.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Okay, cool. So the trivia question to go alongside that. Okay, no, that's fine. The trivia question to go alongside that will be, what does Lauren Red use on her thighs to make sure they grip to the pole?
Oh. I'm going to go with Dew Point.
She submitted this herself.
Did she?
She did. And that is the wrong answer, Steve.
Oh, no.
She actually gave me two. She actually gave me two answers. No, it's not ITAC. I should always make you drink twice for that. Drink your apple sours. The real answer was actually window lean.
Oh, I was never going to get that.
And she said if you did get that, then the other answer would be the blood of men who've displeased her. So
is that like window lean? Is that from My Big Fat Greek Wedding when he's like, if you've got any spots, he just puts window lean on it?
I don't know. Fairy liquid and window lean are extra things. So yeah, ching ching.
Cheers.
Good job.
Cheers.
I'm going to have some green tea because hopefully it'll make you feel bad. All right. So that was okay.
Oh, I forget how good that is.
You're not going to be enjoying
apple
this.
sours is like the shot. So in the drinking world, apple sours is a shot for people who don't want to get drunk really quickly because it's not very
What's your percentage? I went for a cheap one, not even the branded kind.
It's 15%.
Mine's 15% also. How much was your bottle?
£10.
Mine was £4.50. Go Tesco's.
Oh.
Cactus Jack's Schnapps.
Well, see, I thought I'd buy the proper brand because I felt under pressure to be onto the podcast. I want people to know that I buy nice, extravagant apple sours.
So now I'm just a cheapskate one. I'm hoping I can keep it sealed, and then I could.
Like you can return it.
Maybe, yes. That would be ultimate.
Or theatre in a few weeks.
Yeah, I've got a stand there. I'll just give it to Vanessa. She can get pissed. All right, second question. Okay. What is your favourite warm-up exercise?
Okay. So I'm not great with warming up. I'm one of those really.
Are you a Susan?
People. Yeah, I'm a Susan. But for me, it would either be I always warm up my wrists, or I always warm up my shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like this, or like pulses.
Yeah.
That is my go-to.
Your go-to, shoulders and wrists.
Yeah.
Okay. So your trivia question to go alongside this, Stevie, is name the Russian pole dancer who was known for her 35-minute warm-ups.
Oh, I don't.
I thought you might know this one. I was worried about this.
I was going to go.
Dominique put this one in for me, so.
The only one I don't even know if he's Russian, is going to be Olga.
Damn it!
Oh, right. Yes! I'm so excited.
Right.
Oh,
I don't
£4.50 is now.
Oh, it smells really bad. Thanks, Dominique. Damn it, we should have picked a more random one. All right. It's delicious. Okay. Third question. Have you ever been injured doing pole?
Yes.
What was it? Bit more information. Yeah.
Yes,
expand on that.
Well, for me, because predominantly the majority of stuff that I do, not currently, but is doubles pole, I injured my rotator cuff when I was doubles training, and we were training the INX stand, where people stand in your INX, and my shoulder wasn't in the right position, and as Andrea, my partner, stood on it, it just
tweaked it.
Yeah, and it messed up my rotator cuff.
Oh dear. What's the moral of this story?
Don't
do twisted grip, Stevie. That's the moral of the story. God.
The moral of the story is don't do doubles pole because it will.
Blame Andrea. Poor Andrea.
It's Andrea's fault.
No, it
is
is
not.
not.
Heavy in any way.
No, it's just tiny.
Just twisted grips. Okay,
yeah,
so
no twisted grips. Yes, exactly. Not that I'm saying you wouldn't necessarily have been injured, but it's not good to keep doing that for your rotator cuff.
And we still came second, so.
Hair flick. Just hashtag just saying. So
I can't remember if it's the one that we won or the one that we came second in, or maybe
there's just been so many. So many wins. Trivia question to go along with that one. Which legendary pole dancer became US pole champion in 2010, performing only minutes after dislocating her knee? I know. Thanks, Sarah Black Milk, for this one.
That's crazy.
She's a wealth of pole trivia. She sent me a whole list.
Okay. Can you read the question again?
So, US pole champion, 2010. Right. She dislocated her knee just before she went on. But she won it.
Do we know what competition it was?
US pole champion. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with Felix.
No, she's not from the US.
Oh, no, she's not.
She's Australian. No, you can't. Say. First question. No, the first answer is the only one. Drink your sours and be done with it. You like it anyway.
Well, yeah, but I also like winning.
So if you were to guess again, even though you have to drink, who else would you guess? From an American, let's say.
American.
2010. Who was around in 2010? I thought you might get this one too.
With Janine or Pantera?
No. Alethea.
Is it Allegra?
Yes. Because I knew that she won in 2010, but I didn't know that she dislocated her knee, so...
I didn't know she dislocated her knee either.
No, apparently in one of the practice runs. Yeah, she did amazing, so fair play to her. Good job. Get it down.
I feel like I need to know more about the pole industry.
Well, I think
I might rewatch this after and make notes.
Yeah, well, we should do. I say we should do this as a series and do it as a Facebook Live, and then people can send their questions in, as and when. But
That'd be
I didn't
so
know.
good.
I didn't know some of the answers to these either. So I need to also learn.
It's
All right.
a learning session.
Yeah. The next question I'm a bit concerned about. Do you have any other activities or hobbies that are podcast friendly to share?
I actually, well, recently I've been going to the London School of Handstands, where it's a guy, I can't remember what his name is, but he's trained in like circus arts and like just ridiculous at handstands, and that's in North London. I'll be going to that for like a few months now because I wanted to learn how to properly handstand and do like that side of things, and it's actually really helped with my shoulder as well to get better at handstanding and helps with pole.
That's good.
So,
that was actually a very serious answer.
hobbies
Hobbies.
is handstand training and bouldering. I love.
And bouldering, just sneak that one in. Okay, good. Yeah, I like how pole dancers normally will pick something that's still related, that's going to benefit pole, even though it's not.
And also it
pole.
helps hand in hand because pole gives us a foundation of strength in some respects on one side.
No, Steve, come on now. Both sides, Stevie, because we do everything equally, both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah, no, we're still, pole can still make you quite imbalanced. So doing other things similar to pole, but not necessarily the same, is still very beneficial. Exactly. Yeah. And who doesn't love a handstand? It's good for, travel pictures and stuff.
Yeah, it's still impressive. Yeah.
Love a handstand. Trivia. What non-pole discipline did Daria Che do as a child?
See, I don't really know much about Daria, but I'm going to go with gymnastics.
Rhythmic gymnastics, but I'll give you that one.
Do you know what? I thought in my head it was going to be rhythmic gymnastics because she's so bendy, but like actively just ridiculous.
Oh, so
we're on par.
I know, this is not good. I was not expecting this. Yeah, I wasn't even counting score or anything, but yeah, you're doing well. All right, which studio would you love to take a traincation to and why?
Mine would be Body and Pole in New York, mainly because of all the hype around it and just the people that have trained there and instructed there, just to like go to the studio and be like, I am here. Maybe not even pole, but just walk around in awe.
Walk around in awe. Yeah, it does look pretty insane.
Try and smell the talent and take some of it. Absorb.
Absorb through smell. Okay.
Absorb the smell of talent.
That works too. Well, your trivia question to go along with that one, because I did potentially look this up before, was how far is it from Milton Keynes to New York in miles?
No.
Well, if you were a dedicated pole dancer, you probably would have looked this stuff up, especially if you wanted to go on a traincation there. So.
Well, if I was a dedicated pole dancer, I wouldn't. I don't know.
Take a guess.
Know where I was going with that one.
Take a guess.
I'm so bad at things like this.
Milton Keynes is where you're based, by the way. Like,
people are like, in London.
Why Milton Keynes? But it says on your Facebook you're based in Milton Keynes, so that's where I'm from.
Well, I actually live in London now.
Well, you're lying. You're lying to the people.
My whole life is a lie. I'm gonna go with. It would be in thousands, surely, like 3,725.
What was your answer? 3,000.
725.
You're not actually that far off, but you're wrong. So you have to drink.
I felt that should have been a like.
I could have set parameters for you, but you're winning. Well, we're on a par, so I was like, "There's no way in hell." But that was 3,422, which is pretty good, I think. If we'd said like within 100, you still would have lost. So whatever.
If we said within 1 mile, you still wouldn't have got it. So there we go.
I'm not planning on letting you win this. Ching ching. Drink
Cheers.
it. Think of that date later. You're going to be more confident, I think.
Do I really need more confidence?
Not really.
Is that one thing that Stevie Hilton needs?
Not really. No, you're not really the shy retiring type that needs to come out of his shell on dates.
No.
Okay. All right.
Never.
Next question. What do you love and loathe about competing?
So what I love, it sounds really soppy, but actually spending time with my best friends, like Andrea, is like that whole, just thinking of a concept, spending time with someone that you love, getting it together, training it, and then it becoming
a reality.
Like, yeah, and also sharing a stage with Andrea I love as well. So that's the stuff for me.
That's the positive.
Yeah, it's the positives. The loathing is it just takes so long, and like when you kind of get somewhere, and then a certain combo doesn't always work, and you have to backtrack, and you feel like you're not really making steps in the right direction. Because it can be, especially when you have a full-time job, and when training isn't your life, like the time that you start to train is so important. And when you can't get it one week, it's like, oh my God, we've only got such and such training, like X amount of training sessions until the next time.
Yeah, it puts like added pressure on you. And if we
can't get it till then, yeah. And that's the thing that is quite stressful. But that's the thing that I loathe. But the positives completely outweigh the negatives.
And people standing on you and damaging your rotator cuff.
But I loathe that, yeah.
Yeah, that's not good either.
It was one time.
Okay. Well, you guys have done really well. You've got loads of successes in your doubles. So have you got any competitions coming up?
I always say this, but I really want to try a solo one, but I feel out of my depth in the solo world.
You wouldn't be out of your depth. It's obviously I've done a bit of doubles as well, and it's so much fun to do, have someone on stage with you, but you'd still really, really enjoy it doing it yourself as well. But I guess it's just
I've competed on my own once, and I've competed with Andrea, I think maybe 11 times.
But didn't you won that time that you did it by yourself? Didn't you do the Bucks?
Yeah, I
Bucks
did.
Pole
It was
Championships.
Ponastics. Yeah, Ponastics. But this was like 6 years ago.
Well,
the pole industry has changed a lot, and I haven't solo.
Well, who says me, who hasn't competed since 2015? So I'm with you there, sunshine.
Let's do a solo comp together.
Let's do it. Yeah,
we'll flip it. I'll do sexy, and you can. I don't know what my style is. You can do me.
I can do you.
That came out wrong.
I'll do Stevie. Well, your trivia question, and you're probably going to get this right, but I thought I'd chuck it in just to see what happened. Can you remember what you wore for your 2010 Mr. Pole Dance video entry video?
Oh, I wore a pair of, I think they were sparkly hot.
I'm looking for the whole outfit.
Yeah, a pair of Donna Gantz boots.
Yeah.
And Lauren Red painted my face with like a face mask, like squiggly coloured face paint.
You're still missing something, so I'm going to say that's a fail.
And gloves.
No, damn it! I said it. I think we should both drink for that. Drink, because you didn't say it quick enough. If I hadn't said everything, then you would have not said gloves.
Got that.
Yeah, you had gloves and sparkly shorts and boxing boots. And they were Donna's boxing boots.
Donna Gantz boxing boots, because... Cheers.
Ching, sorry. Just got ahead of myself. I was just so excited to
get
drink this lime green liquid.
So I had I think I stayed at Donna's house for, it was either a week or 2 weeks. I think a week. And we put that whole routine together. And I literally lived in her house for the whole week. I think I stayed in her daughter's bed. And we put the whole routine together. This was like so long ago. Oh, where's my thing gone? Oh, what's happened?
Press the video thing again. There you go. You're back. It's all good.
Okay.
Don't stop touching it.
Sorry.
Stop checking
it came
your
up with
Facebook.
a warning that I have 20% left, and I thought my phone was on charge.
Well, we've got 3 questions left. 3 questions.
Okay,
so
I think it's on charge.
We'll be fine. If you could make up one new rule for pole competitions, what would it be?
Initially, in my mind, it was like for people to stop doubting themselves all the time.
Aw, that's a sweet rule.
I know, but we can't really enforce it very well.
No, not really.
I don't know what, like a new one. Pole competitions.
I did spring this one on you. This one was quite a hard one. I didn't tell you what any of the questions were going to be beforehand, obviously.
I don't know what, like, a new rule, because my pet hates in comps are kind of, they already have rules around them, like singing along, like lip syncing. Actually, I think there should be a limit to how many times people do air grabs.
I love an air grab.
I do.
It's like the only contemporary dance thing I know.
But like a limited amount would be
So how
good.
many? What's like the limit? Like three air grabs, 2, or just one good one, like one big air grab?
Yeah, maybe. Well, I think.
What if you did 2 hands at the same time? Double power grab. Have you spoken to Sam King about his whole range of power grabs? You have like single power grab, double power grab, rainbow power grab. He's got a whole spectrum.
No, but that definitely sounds like something.
He needs to do a workshop on it. He's a true master. But yeah, if you see Sam King, just tell him to.
Well, I
give you the.
I go to his classes every week,
and he hasn't shared that with you.
I should know this.
Someone's withholding. That's what I'm going to say.
Sake. He's such a closed book as well.
I know. Bless him. He needs some confidence. We should give him some alcohol.
He should. So one of like going off, we run like a gay man's class in London, a part of PFL, and I went drinking water with one of the gay men that attended our classes, and he was telling us what he thought of us as instructors, of like me, James and Sam. And for me, he said that my classes were really fun, but he felt they were a bit basic.
Rude.
I know. James's classes were slightly unachievable, and that Sam had no personality.
You can't be saying this on the podcast. What a rude man. Well, clearly he didn't spend enough. He clearly didn't spend enough time with Sam, because Sam has a bunch of personality.
So now we just say that Sam just doesn't have any personality.
He is the shrinking violet that we all know him to be.
I know.
That's like the opposite of Sam's personality. Bless him. Well, clearly he has no idea who he's talking about. So thank you for the constructive criticism, random gay man. But
put that on board.
Exactly.
In my basic lessons.
Yeah, God, you are basic, so that does make sense.
Thanks.
Welcome. All right, trivia question to go alongside this question was which Aussie goddess forfeited placing at Pole Theatre Sydney 2014 in Classique for not removing clothing during her performance? As that's one of the rules in Pole Theatre Classique, you have to remove an item. So she knew the rule, she decided not to remove it because she wanted to do the performance as it was. Please don't say you know this.
It's
Aussie, so that's more in your ballpark, because you were guessing Aussie. You were guessing Aussie people before, so.
I don't know if I'm getting this confused. I'm gonna go. I know I'm gonna get this wrong. Actually, what year was it?
2014.
I'm gonna get this wrong. I'm gonna go with Michelle Shimmy.
Wrong. Is that what? Give me another one. Drink, but give me another one just to guess.
So, what I was thinking of, it would either, maybe Felicity.
No, she'd always remove clothing. She'd never.
And then I thought
she'd never forfeit that. Glorious creature.
What I was thinking of, like Maddie, but then I was getting confused with. I think there was one time where she forgot to. You do know
that they run Pole Theatre, Maddie and Michelle. They wouldn't enter Pole Theatre.
I need to get better with my English.
I know that you've probably associated Pole Theatre with Shimmy, but Shimmy owns pole theatre, so she wouldn't enter it.
I've
Well,
had
she
like
might
4
do.
shots now, okay? My idea of trying to get these questions is not going well. Cheers.
Cheers. The answer to that was Fontaine. So yeah, she'd done a badass routine and she decided to keep it as is instead of
when you're
removing the
Fontaine,
clothing.
you can really do what you want.
She can, and with a body like that, I'd probably not be wearing clothes as I walked in anyway. So that would be
true.
That would be my choice. All right, next question. Seeing as you're about to go on a date, would you date someone in the pole industry? You don't have to name people. It doesn't have to be thinking of someone, but would you like someone who you're dating to be like within the pole industry as well? Or would you want to let them to have another life outside of it?
Well, I was thinking about this earlier, and there's so many people in the pole industry that are single, mainly for the fact of, well, I don't know if it's mainly for the fact, but I feel that pole takes up so much of your life, and people don't understand it or also agree with how little clothing you have to wear or what like empowerment it gives you as well, being able to pole dance, and especially for women. But I think I'm quite competitive, even though I'm getting every question wrong on this trivia. But I don't know.
That might have been planned. Just saying.
I don't know if I'd like to date someone in the pole industry, but I would certainly prefer to date someone who is addicted to some sort of sport.
Who has like a passion that they're really into.
Yeah, and not like hunting, but something which I can kind of understand, like either yoga or hoop or something similar in like the aerial arts, but probably not pole, because I just get annoyed if they're better than me.
Yeah, no, I can see that. I think a lot of people in the pole industry as well, if they are single, they're really like strong, independent. They have their own thing that they're getting on with. Like they don't necessarily have that reliance on needing to find someone else. But if you do have someone that you start to date and they can understand your passion in pole, then that's definitely, because it's quite extreme. It really does take over our life, and we call them like pole widows, that they have to either get dragged around to pole events around the country or just accept that we're going to be off doing pole things.
Because I feel at first, like, I think people find it endearing when they see that you're really passionate about something. But then when you kind of open up the world to them and they're like, oh, actually, this is not going to change. It's always going to be
you're
like
really
this.
into this. Oh, I see.
Like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, bless.
And it might drive them away slightly, but...
Well, we'll see. Well, keep us up to date with the date that you're going on next. Let them know that you've just been doing a podcast for your pole passion. And
I'm going to be crawling into this restaurant wherever we're going. I'll be like,
I've been drinking apple sours. It's all right. Aren't you pleased that we went for this rather than Sambuca?
That's true, actually.
Which you recommended.
I was showing off again. I was like, I can do 10 Sambucas.
Yeah, like my go-to shots drink is Sambuca. I was like, I am not drinking Sambuca.
To be fair, it is. But that's when I go to a bar every...
If you're sat in your kitchen or whatever, it's quite awkward drinking
Sambuca. Yeah, when I'm sat in my kitchen at like 6 o'clock doing a podcast with Sarah Scott, maybe Sambuca's not my go-to shot.
Maybe it should be. Maybe that's what I bring out in people. I don't know.
Next time. Write in the comments if you want this to happen.
Yeah. We're going to do this Facebook Live next time, 100%. All right.
Definitely.
Trivia question. You may or may not know this. I don't know. Who is Alex Shukin's wife? What's her name?
I want to say Anna.
No. Her name is Katya, or 11 Kate on Instagram. You fail, you drink. That one I thought you would know.
Well,
they're like a proper pair. They do everything together.
Like. I was thinking of Slava's like partner.
Doubles partner?
Yeah, that's made me think of Anna, and that was the only name that I could think of. And
Alex, Slava, pretty much the same.
Yeah, they do the same stuff.
Cheers. I'll drink some green tea. What's that on now? I've had, 3? You've had 5?
25.
Pretty much, yeah. All right, we'll move on. This is the last question. I do have some bonus questions, but we've probably been going on for a while, so we'll save those for next time. So,
I feel like we could do bonus questions. We can just edit it if it's...
We'll see. Some of them may not be podcast suitable. You have a date to go to. You were like, I've got to be done by a certain time. I have a date. And now I'm the one being like, you have a date. And you're like, no, let's keep going.
Well, my date's at 7:30.
How long does it take to prepare for a date?
I'm already. I did
See,
it beforehand.
men have it so easy. Like, I would have to do a whole thing if I'm just leaving the house, let alone going on a date, which I haven't been on in a long time. So I wouldn't even know what to do. Anyway. Do you get any negative reactions from people when you say you pole dance? So, like today, if you're going to tell someone fresh, if you've got something, do you get negative stuff come back to you on that?
I feel like, well, I used to not really post much, especially on my Instagram about it, because when I first started talking to guys, because I'm quite a feminine, this may come as a shock, a feminine gay man.
What?
I feel like you immediately get judged and put into a box of being really feminine, gay, pole dancing, and it kind of turns people away, but you don't really ever get the time to explain how passionate you are about it, or like the other side that we were just talking about that goes along with pole dancing, because it's not just I do it for fitness, it's like it's my life. Like I do it to mentally keep me healthy. I've met some of my best friends that I would never change the world for it. So for me, I've got so much love and connection to it. But at first, I feel like you get judged immediately for it. But now, as it's becoming more streamlined as well,
yeah,
people have a completely different opinion of it. But over the last maybe 6 years, because it's become a lot more in the public eye, especially with like Bendy Cake and Got to Dance and all the Britain's Got Talent, people understand it as more.
Yeah, they might have seen it like, oh, I've seen it. It looks really challenging, rather than just like, oh, you just like prance around a pole or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But so yeah, I feel like people used to judge me, but now I post a lot more on my Instagram about me polling, and I connect that with some of the dating apps that I use, and they can see that immediately. And actually, they don't like it from the get-go.
Yeah, at least it's out in the open, so you're going to know if they're going to have a problem with it, then they're not for you. They can speak to us about it.
I'll send them to Sarah Scott.
Exactly. I have very large forearms. Anyway. Trivia question. Which dancer featured, as we're on like mainstream, see how I segued that? Which dancer featured in the Nero Guilt video in 2012 featuring the iconic spiked face mask? So music video, Nero, guilty, face mask.
Oh my God, I know this, but I can't think of her name.
I'm gonna have to hurry you there. I should really say.
No, don't hurry me. No, because she does. She's like
5,
a stunt double.
4, 3,
no,
2,
no,
1.
stop it.
Done.
I can't think of her name.
You can't sit on a podcast and think. People are listening to this. They don't necessarily see your beautiful face. We have to set a time limit. We didn't actually discuss this beforehand, but there are rules to this game.
Not the rules.
Drink. When you're drinking, you can think about it.
Do you know what? That's really annoying because I can't remember her name at all. But she's a stunt double now, and she also competed. I think maybe when you won in PD or the year before.
That was a long time ago. Lucy Cork.
That's the one.
I thought you'd know that.
I did, but I couldn't remember her name.
It's a glorious video anyway. If you haven't seen it, people, you need to go look it up because she's epic.
Crap at this?
And she's an awesome stunt woman now. She travels the world being ridiculously amazing.
And that's one thing I love about pole is also having so many awesome people into like your life and then seeing what they get up to.
Yeah.
And how like pole and stuff has helped them like come leaps and bounds in their career and their journey.
Yeah, you're getting deep now. You get deep when you drink.
This is like half about hours.
God love it. Right.
No, but it is genuinely something that I love about it.
There's like our community is insane. I always say to people when they're putting themselves down about stuff, I'm like, you do realise if someone walked in off the street, you're trying to hang sideways off an object, like with a foot or whatever. Like you're doing you're a ninja. Like you're absolutely insane.
That's one thing people, when you tell them that you pole dance, and they always go, "Can you like hold on the pole and hang out like completely?" And I'm like, "Yes, it
Just nod and say yes. Yeah, it's fine. You can't be like, yes, I can, but Sarah would judge me for it, so no.
yeah. Yes, I can, but in a grip that no one wants me to do.
I know. We do love a bit of twisted grip. We don't. It's not good for you. Right. I'm not going to make you drink anymore because we've done 40 minutes, which is a long podcast anyway. And you've had quite a few shots. So I won't get you drunk before your date, but maybe we can save the bonus questions for... Maybe we should do like a part 2, like after dark.
After the watershed.
After the watershed. Yeah,
after 9 o'clock.
I did get quite a few saucy ones. You seem to bring that out in people, which is nice. But yeah, maybe not podcast friendly for the first one. We'll ease people into it with this one and see how they take it.
That's how it goes.
But it was nice. You had some serious questions in there as well. You answered very truthfully. We got some little knowledge bombs. It was nice.
My heart is here, right on my sleeve.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us something about that tattoo.
Oh, no, well, no. So this tattoo I was meant to get it has my sister's initials, but initially it was meant to have my best friend's initials at the time, but he never turned up, and now I no longer speak to him. So I'm so glad that I have my sister's initials, not my best friend at the time.
Yeah. Don't get meaningful tattoos, people. It's not worth it.
Don't do it. And also don't get tattoos when you're drunk.
Both of my tattoos have been when I'm bored, waiting for Adam to get his tattoos. I have one behind my ear and then one on my back. Both is because I was in Thailand waiting for him to get tattoos, and I was like, just do something.
I have 4. I have one on my side because I have one on my wrist, and the second one on my side, which is a tribute to my friend who passed away of leukemia when I was 18.
That's a nice, meaningful tattoo, though. Like, that's a decent one.
That's a good one.
That's a rule. We can put that one in.
I have one on the back of my neck, which I dreamt, and then I drew it and got it done, and then it actually turned out to be the Star of David, and I didn't realise. So I actually had the Star of David on the back of my neck. And I have people go up to me when I'm on a night out, and they're like, "Shalom," and I'm like, no, shalom. I'm not Jewish.
Okay, good.
I'm Jewish. And I also have one that I got when I was drunk. I got on my bum. And me and one of my best friends called Hannah, we decided to get our nicknames tattooed on each other. So she has on her bum a little monkey and a love heart because I'm a cheeky monkey. And I have the word sloth. And a little love heart tattooed on my bum because I call her Sloth because she's really slow whenever she does anything.
Okay, well there you go. That was like a bonus. That was like a bonus round.
Yeah, there you go. You never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Well, we'll finish on a drink because we have to. Okay. Last one for the road before we send you off for your thing, and I'll cheers you this time before drinking it before you.
Yeah, rude.
I highly recommend this Cactus Jack schnapps from.
I love that you've got hardly any actually drunk.
No, the bottle's really fat. It's just I've been sipping quite minimalistic. Right. Cheers. Thanks for doing the podcast, Stevie. Love you.
Thank you.
Enjoy your date. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Stevie wanted me to let you guys know that the date went very well. And if you'd like to see more trivia-themed podcasts, then of course, let me know. The transcript can be found in the blog section of the website, as well as our full clothing range and online training programs.